NPrinting is Microsoft Office and HTML integration, scheduling, and distribution for the QlikView engine. When I say that, what I mean is you can drag and drop fields, images, formulas, and variables you build in QlikView into Office and HTML format files. When you do that, you make what we call templates. Templates can then be delivered to our recipients, filtered in a user-specific way, on a scheduled basis. Delivery can be via email as attachments. HTML format output can be embedded into the email message body. We can save to local and network drives, use FTP for SharePoint integration, and also use FTP to save files and images to websites. To make a report, we select the type of report we want to make up here, and then click up here on PowerPoint Report. This will create a new report. I can give the report a name, and I can either click on this new button to create a new empty PowerPoint presentation into which I can put elements from QlikView, or I can click on this Browse button here, which will allow me to open an existing PowerPoint presentation inside of the NPrinting template editor. When I click on the Browse button, I can select an existing presentation, click on Open, and then click on Edit to edit that presentation in the NPrinting template editor. This starts a PowerPoint session with my presentation open inside of it, inside of the NPrinting application. To add an image to the presentation, for instance, I can right-click on Images, click on Add Objects, and that will open a window with all the image objects in the QVW. I can select one or many charts from the QVW, click on OK, and they get added up here into the NPrinting window. I position myself on the slide I want to put the object into, and I can just drag and drop it into the slide like this. When I release the mouse, it generates a PNG image placeholder, which I can now format to display the information in the way that I want. I can resize this image, I can position it, I can put an outline around it, and use any of the standard PowerPoint formatting features to the PNG object. I can make a separate slide for every value of a dimension by right-clicking on Page, clicking on Add Page to Current Sheet, finding the field I want to use, so in this case we'll use the Country field, clicking on OK, and that will make a separate slide for every country. I can also open this node up and drag the Country field into the presentation. This will automatically create a text box around that field into which I can add text. I can also position this text box and use all of the PowerPoint formatting options on it as well. All of this formatting will be inherited into the report that I generate. I can preview the report by clicking on Preview here, and what we get is a PowerPoint presentation with a slide for each country, which contains a chart for that country and the name of the country in the bottom of the slide. If we're done editing, we can save and close our template and then start to distribute that template as a report to our recipients. Once we create our reports, we distribute them with NPrinting objects called tasks. We're going to view an existing task by clicking on Tasks and double-clicking on it here. This task will deliver a series of reports, which we can see in here. We can add additional reports by clicking on the Add button here. That'll open a list of existing reports. We can set the format the report is distributed in by clicking here and selecting the appropriate format. PowerPoint reports can be rendered in a number of different formats, as can Excel reports, Word reports, and also individual QlikView objects. We can select who to send the reports to by clicking on the Recipients button. This shows us a list of existing recipients. If we open the recipients up, we can see that they have delivery information, like an email address and a local or network directory, as well as filtering information. So this recipient will always receive reports filtered for USA, Venezuela, Mexico, and Canada, and for the babywear and children's wear product categories. We can build email messages to send the reports out to our recipients via email by clicking here, selecting the Send Email button, and clicking here to open the email text editor. There are a number of different variable elements we can put into email messages by clicking on this Tags button here. Those include any QlikView variable in the QVW, the recipient's name and email address, the location where reports will be saved. In the case of HTML output, we can use the embed tag to embed the HTML format report inside of the email message body. Finally, in the General window, we can select where to save the output, for instance to the recipient folder, or we can select Custom folder, which can include things like FTP destinations, to which we can append variables like the recipient's name, or an existing QlikView variable. Once we create the task, we can distribute it through a schedule. We can open a list of existing schedules by clicking on Schedules here, and then double-clicking on the schedule here. Schedules are time-based. In this case, this schedule will execute every Monday and Wednesday at 2 a.m. Schedules execute what we call jobs. If I click here on Jobs and double-click on the job, we can see that this job will extract our recipients from the QVW, re-import those recipients into NPrinting, and then generate and deliver reports to our recipients. The schedule can be executed manually by clicking on Run, or automatically through the NPrinting service. The output looks like this, with a personalized email message up here, the HTML format report down here, links to where the other reports were saved here, and a few of the reports attached down here. If we take a look at the output, this Excel report contains a worksheet for every country. Notice that there are only 4 tabs because the user had a filter based on those 4 countries. Inside of the report, we have data from QlikView here, calculations based on Excel functions here, a calculated column here, which again is populated with the data we pull in from QlikView, an Excel chart, which is also pulling data in from the QVW, and finally, images on another worksheet. I hope you've enjoyed this brief presentation. If you are interested in getting more information about the product, please go to our website at www.nprinting.com or contact us at marketing@nprinting.com. Thank you.